This is Exley's on the NFL unfiltered. UK style, let's get into it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Exley's on the NFL. It's your UK home for real talk on the league. Never sleeps, obviously, because we're always asleep. We're sponsored by the American Sports Discount Store.uk. Get any NFL jerseys for 25% off with code Exley's. And yes, free delivery around the UK. I don't know why we want to try that. They're also over on Whatnot, the auction app, and they do live card breaks and sell them. I was actually meant to grab some of mine because I got a load. These aren't them, but it's these ones. They do all teams. I've just got loads of Packers ones. So for me, this week, I thought the top story for us was that Deion Sanders has stepped away from the Colorado head coach game due to an undisclosed illness. I think he's got diabetes or something. Not 100%. I've just seen that.
As I say, it's got to be something quite concerning if he stepped away. I mean, if it was just a regular illness, he'd just be for a day or something.
Yeah, he hasn't just got like a sickness bug or something. I don't think it's a proper sick, ill kind of thing.
Yeah, got to go to the doctor's type job.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure, didn't a while ago he had one of his legs removed? Or was that someone else? I might just be talking shit.
I don't know anything about that. I've not seen anything about that, so I don't know. But
I might just be talking crud.
Yeah, it's got to be serious if he's stepped away from the job. I mean, I haven't seen anything about him coming back yet, so
no, I mean,
I don't know how that's going to go. I mean, there's still a little while even for college to start. I would have thought, unless it's something really serious, then I would have thought he'd be back in time for the start of the season at least.
Yeah, let's hope so. So, we never know. So, you have come up with a list of most improved teams heading into the 2025 season.
Yeah, this is something I found. Apart from one of the teams, I would say most of them would be improved teams, if that makes sense. You got the Cardinals. I mean, It's about time they improved, let's be honest. They've been pretty good, but they seem to be out of the playoffs every year for the last few years. And Kyler is quite a good QB. We've said this before.
I really like Kyler Murray as a QB.
Yeah. But, if you've got nobody decent to throw to, then you're just throwing a turd in the wind. It's not going to do much.
Yeah, turd in.
Caleb Williams and the Bears.
Yeah.
I would like to see him actually flourish. He was supposed to be really good. Again, his biggest problem was his offensive line couldn't block anybody.
Let's see, now they've loaded up a bit more. Let's see how well they can perform this season. I mean, I don't want them to overtake the Packers or anything, but it would be nice to see some decent plays come from some decent potential teams.
It'd be nice to see somebody other than just the Vikings and Lions being talked about in your division.
Yeah, 100%. I have seen that they reckon the Packers are going to drop to the fourth place in our division, and Bears will be first.
I'm not sure about that, but we'll see. Season's long. Raiders. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with the Raiders. They've definitely made some improvements.
Yes, 100%.
What's his name? Defense.
No idea, mate. I'm really not well today. My brain can't Yeah, definite. Yeah, I want to say so.
I'm pretty sure he went to the Raiders.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, so, they've actually got someone half decent at quarterback instead of just shoestring second QBs being put into first place. So it's going to be an interesting season for them. Whether they can make something of it, I've yet to see. But, I mean, the next one, I'm not so sure about putting them on a most improved list. The Vikings.
I mean,
they can improve, but I mean, each team can always improve. Yeah. I'm not sure they need to be on a most improved list. I mean, they're good, but once they got rid of Kirk, brought Darnold in, they really propelled last year. Well, how much more they can improve? I mean, it'd be interesting to see how JJ McCarthy does.
Yeah, that's going to be the big deciding factor, I think.
Yeah,
how well he does as the leader of the offense.
See, that year off might have done him good because he might have had time to study their program and do all sorts of behind-the-scenes stuff and just get ready for the season.
I've seen some footage of him. He is looking nice. Looking nice, but It's again, he's still technically a rookie if you go by playtime, in my opinion, because he played.
He didn't have preseason.
Exactly. So yeah, we'll see.
Patriots, they made some quite big moves this whole season. I believe that's where Milton Williams went from our defense, who played really well towards the end of the season. I think it's about time they actually made some competition for other teams.
You can see. Go on.
It's usual that other teams kind of roll up to the Patriots facility essentially and just slap them down. I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds bad, but it's pretty much what happens with them every year so far.
Yes, it is. Yeah, looking at the list,
Like for the Jets, at least their fan base to have some hope this year. For them to actually at least make the playoffs, that would be good.
Yeah, definitely.
They've been in such a drought, and who knows? Justin Fields could do well.
I hope so. He didn't.
I don't think he got enough play time in Pittsburgh.
He got screwed over in Pittsburgh.
They just used him on like third or fourth down situations to be able to run it. That's all they wanted from him.
This is going to be his year, as it's going to be his team.
This is going to be his prove it year.
Yeah, 100%.
No, the Jets need something to hold on to.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely.
Again, this one I don't know if it belongs on this list.
I don't personally think so because
But I think this doesn't even less than the Vikings because it's the Commanders. They made it to the NFC Championship game
as
they got
a rookie,
but they had a rookie quarterback, quite a few new pieces, fairly newish head coach QB connection. You know, it's a lot of factors against them realistically, and they took it all the way to the NFC Championship.
and they don't fucking outstanding for a rookie, if you ask me.
And I think they finished the season with like 12 wins or something. So
it was high along that. I don't remember.
I mean, they went into Detroit and knocked Detroit straight out of the game in the playoffs. And Detroit were the team that were considered to have the best defense.
Detroit walked over everybody pretty much last season. I would like to see how Washington is. I mean,
they took that's. I think that's going to be a prove it year for him.
Can you imagine the Commanders' second-year rookie QB in the Super Bowl?
I would like to hope not.
But imagine that.
It would be an impressive story. I would root for him. Obviously, I would prefer the Eagles being there, but considering we've just won the Super Bowl, I wouldn't feel that bad.
That would be sick.
Trying to think of who would be a good team for them to face against.
Jets.
That would be quite the story. Jets and the Commanders.
So, who are you guys? This is a question for everyone at home. Who are you backing as that team that nobody has faith in? And it doesn't matter if it's your team or not. Just let us know in the comments below if you think that your team or any of these teams that are like low level all the time could make it to the Super Bowl or just fucking shakes the league something crazy.
Just makes near the playoffs, at least, you know?
Yeah, that would be...
Seeing some of these lower teams making it would be a nice change. I mean, the Panthers, I'd like to see the Panthers make it. I mean, I saw videos last season of their stadium half empty at home games.
All right, I'd like to see...
Their tickets were going for like $10 a pop at some point.
Can you imagine that? Oh, Jesus Christ.
So, it'll be an interesting season, I think. This one, though.
Dallas Cowboys segment, 30 years of hurt. You take it away.
Yeah, I mean, they're supposed to be America's team. Whenever you talk to a Cowboys fan, they say they're America's team. They haven't been to the playoffs properly in 3 or 4 years. I mean, they get to the first round and then just kind of get kicked out. You know, and what is it? Dak's 3-time Pro Bowler and Rookie of the Year. That's his highlights.
Yeah.
That's your franchise quarterback you've had for, 10 years?
That contract he's got, let's hope he can live up to that. Definitely not. He needs to live up to that this year. Take the Cowboys somewhere.
I think if he doesn't live up to it this year, they're either going to trade him or renegotiate that contract. I mean, he played 8 games, only had 11 touchdowns, and had 8 picks.
Under 2,000 yards.
And that is the highest paid QB in the league. Joe Burrow had the most most stats like that last season. His team didn't even make the playoffs.
That's crazy, isn't it? Can you imagine
No, I mean,
being paid that much money for producing absolutely jack shit? And I can't get words out that would just like, if that was Jordan Love, I'd be
Yeah.
like, what the fuck are we doing?
well, they were calling for Sirianni's head halfway through the season last year.
Not where the Eagles went after that, Jesus.
Yeah. So,
The Cowboys didn't even scratch the surface.
But Jerry Jones is trying to make money, and yet he's paying that stupid amounts to sit on his ass for half the season, and the other half be a backup.
Ray,
Those are the sort of numbers you'd expect from a backup, though. 11 touchdowns.
100%. Yeah.
You know, if your backup did that throughout the whole season, you'd be like, yeah, he only goes in at certain moments, so you know it is what it is.
Right. We could talk about this all the time, but we're trying to stay more structured with our new way of doing things. So, quick fire, trading block, and contracts. Steve, you found so much stuff this week, and I done absolutely jack all. I've been well busy.
To be honest, I found most of it most of it's come up in the last few days. Like after we recorded last week, not much happened until sort of probably Sunday.
Yeah.
And then I got a load of notifications. My phone just went nuts over the weekend.
Yeah, so, I didn't see too much of anything. It was mostly the last couple of days.
The Vikings extended tight end Josh Oliver, 3 years, 23.25 million, nearly 20 guaranteed.
That's mad.
That's quite good for a tight end, I would say, these days.
Yeah,
probably more of a blocker.
Yeah, I was thinking more of it's 20 million guaranteed.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like 23.25, and most of that is guaranteed. That's a good contract, I would say. For a tight end.
100%. Yeah.
Raiders re-signed sign linebacker Jermaine Pratt on a 1 year, $4.78 million deal. 143 tackles last year, though.
I was just looking at the 143 tackles. He's only getting 4.78.
I didn't even hear his name called much last. So that's definitely an under the radar beast, I would say.
100%.
Rams re-signed cornerback Deion Kendrick. 18 games he started last season. Released last week and then signed back. That's going to have been... I couldn't find any details on the contract. Yeah. That's going to have been a contract thing. That's why he was going to have been... Do you remember they done that with Matt Stafford? They released him so he could test free agency, and then he re-signed with them on a lower contract. That's what's going to happen there. They're like, right, go test free agency, see what happens. Then he's like, I'm worth this much. And they're like, okay, we'll give you this much, I reckon.
That's really good. But I don't know if you've got this one because it's not on. Jair Alexander is now with the Baltimore Ravens on a $4 million deal with having the ability to earn $2 million. So he's got $6 million with incentives. I mean, that's not a bad contract.
He's also playing with Lamar again, who he played with back in Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's doing really well.
They'll probably be quite happy for that. I expect that aspect of it.
That he's not with the Packers, but I don't know if you can see. Wore my 23 jersey. I'm glad I got it last season. That was a touch of luck.
I think you guys had him for 7 seasons.
Yes,
I believe. So I mean, by today's standards, that's a pretty decent stint.
Yeah, it's not a terrible.
It's
terrible length of time.
And with everything that happened last season, it's
injuries and such.
Yeah, you know, you lost him for half the season, so hopefully you can get someone to replace him.
Yeah. So, Player of the Week is a new segment we are now introducing into our little bag of things and stuff. So, Player of the Week, Steve. I know we both chose the same person.
He's really starting to look good for the Rams.
Deion Sanders is. If he doesn't make QB1, I'm going to be shocked.
I don't think I will. I wouldn't be surprised if they keep him out for the first couple of weeks just to see how the team gels together.
Yeah.
I can see him playing preseason, a game or two.
This is what I mean, not just QB1 for the whole thing. I'd be surprised for the start. I'm saying, I reckon by the end of the season, mid-season, he's going to be QB1.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if they give, say, Kenny Pickett a chance. They've taken a veteran. He's not that old. He's 25, 26, something like that. Done a few years with the Steelers, who were like 10-7 each season.
Yeah.
Had a stint with the Eagles last year. Played a few good games for us in his backup role and actually went in on one. I wouldn't be surprised if they start him to begin with. And then
makes sense.
See how that goes. And if he doesn't play well enough, put Shador in.
Yeah. But we both pick him as our player of the week. So moving on, rumour mill. This follows straight on, man, because I've seen trade rumblings for Shador Sanders having intensified during minicamp, with one report suggesting an interest from the Rams. Don't see the Browns wanting to let go of him, but the Browns boast 4 QBs on their roster: Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, and Shador Sanders, creating a crowded quarterback room.
Technically, they've got 5 QBs.
Who's their fit?
Deshaun Watson being sat out.
Yes.
Screwed up his Achilles twice.
I have also seen that they are not actually. They're quite happy to move forward with as many QBs as they need.
Yeah, I wouldn't be one way or the other. I see if a trade came through with him, it wouldn't surprise me if they were trying to recoup some of what they lost through Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to sack him off. To sack anyone off, really.
I can also see them trying to trade Deshaun Watson. Whether anything will materialise with that, I don't know.
No, it's too early to tell, really, isn't it?
But I mean, they've got 4 QBs who are pretty good. I don't know too much about Dylan Gabriel.
I don't either.
But they've got Shador as their star rookie. Joe Flacco comes in quite clutch from time to time. Kenny Pickett does the same thing. Yeah. So that's not a bad QB room to have.
A tidy little mix of different QBs, in my opinion. Nice little selection they could pick from.
I wouldn't be surprised if Deshaun Watson got traded or Shador, because I think if they were to trade Shador, they'd get a nice little package out of that.
Yeah, especially his worth.
Especially after seeing some of these videos and stats that have been coming out about him.
Mm-hmm. But I could see him. I mean, I don't know about you, but I could see him as being the face of the Browns. I mean, he can't be any worse than any of them they've had.
Yeah, they haven't had great seasons, so he can't make it worse. So even if he only won 10 games for them, that'd be the best season for quite a few years.
But that is it from me. How about you?
I've just got a notification. Unfortunately, Giants have agreed to terms with Cam Scatterby on his rookie deal, so he's locked in now.
Nice. He's going to be a weapon for the.
They have to do something. They let Saquon go.
Yeah, 100%. Right. That's it from me. How about you?
Yep.
Cool. Thanks for tuning in to Exley's on the NFL. Follow us on Instagram at Exley's NFL Podcast and on TikTok, Tony Exley. Hit that subscribe button and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Thanks for tuning in to Exley's on the NFL. Follow us on Instagram at Exley's NFL Podcast and TikTok at Tony Exley 12. Hit that subscribe button and we'll see you next time.